Welcome back to our Kids Academy, your favorite channel that brings you every solution to your child's matters. We give you solutions to your day-to-day activities at home and school, handling a child, every issues at all. Bring it on. All right, we have you covered. Okay, today we have a very interesting topic. Please follow this video to the very end because you would thank me. It's going to be very beneficial, I assure you. Okay, we're talking about handling a toddler, disciplining a toddler. It requires consistency, it requires time, it requires positive reinforcement, and it requires a lot of patience. Because if you're not a patient person, I doubt if you can actually discipline them rightly. You'd be rash, you'd be harsh on them, and that's not the proper approach to disciplining a toddler. So let's get started for the business of the day. Disciplining a toddler. Wow, it's really very interesting, right? Okay, let's talk about it. These are the tips, all right? I found out that over time has worked with other parents and child handlers, teachers over time. So please do well to impute this because it will work out for you too. Okay, so the first step is that you by all means you should try as much as possible to model that attitude you want them to portray, right? You do not want them to speak insultive words. You do not want them to say things that are wrong. Then you should model it. You should show them the right way. You should tell them this is how you should say things. Okay, you do not say get out of here. You say please leave my presence. Okay, you model it for them to see. Oh, this is the right approach. When they see you do it, it's easier for them to replicate it because it's something they have seen. It's something that they have witnessed out of experience. You don't tell them another thing and expect them to do another thing, or you don't tell them another thing and show them another thing. It will confuse them. So in order to align what you're saying with what you want them to become, all right, do what you're saying yourself, model it for them, and it will help them. All right, it will help them a lot to actually make a better child while growing. Another thing is that you should help them with choices. Okay, give them ability to make choices. Do you want banana or apple? Give them choices because it helps their decision making become balanced. If you don't allow them, if you don't allow them to make decisions, it will affect them while growing up because they'll grow up to be fearful. They become so afraid to speak out or decide. They become indecisive children. Why? Because growing up has affected them. It has affected them while growing up because they're not able to make choices while they're small. Then it won't be easy for them when they are grown up because it's not something they have been used to. It's not a real current attitude over time. So allow them to make choices. Do you want to play with your toys or you want to watch cartoon? Allow them to pick out, and please, the choices you're offering them, let it be something that you are comfortable with for them. All right, don't give them vague choices. Give them something simple and something that you know that even if they pick out either of them, you're comfortable with either of them. You don't want to give them choices that that would turn out to be, no, I don't want you to do this. But you give them the choice, you give them the allowance to actually choose what they wanted. So please, if you're giving them the ability to make choices, give them a comfortable one for you as a parent, as a teacher, as their guardian, as their handler. All right. Then another thing is that you should allow them to actually experience the consequences. All right. If you ask them to do something and they do it, and then, for instance, do not touch that, and they do touch it, and then perhaps it's a glass plate or something, a bowl or something, it falls on the ground, gets broken, the milk spills off all over the place. They'll go through the consequences of cleaning up the mess they have made. You don't just say, oh, don't do this again, you go and then do it yourself. No, the right approach is to allow them to go through the consequences. When they experience what they have done wrong, okay, it will help them to, okay, when they remember the consequences of not doing what of not doing what they've been asked to do, then it will help them to be more cautious. It will help them to actually impute obedience subsequently. So allow them to go through the consequences of their actions. Allow them to experience the consequences of their actions. Do not help them in those consequences. So allow them to experience that. So another thing I would say is that you should praise them, applaud them, give them accolades when they do things the right way. Please let them feel loved. All right, if you have to get them gifts, if you have to take them out, if you have to do things that they love, make their favorite meals, like anything you have to do to make sure that they feel loved, they feel welcomed, they feel proud of whatever they have done. All right, it's not always don't do this, don't do that, don't. When they actually do the right things, please applaud them, please give them accolades, please allow them to be proud of what they have done. Okay, make them feel this grace. Okay, that I did this right, and mom's happy with me, dad's happy with me, auntie loves what I did. Please give them accolades. Thank you very much. And again, I would say give clear boundaries and rules. Okay, training up a child, you should train them up in such a way that they should follow instructions. So give them clear rules. Don't do this, do this, please don't do that, do this. And then for no reason should you bend your rules to fit in a particular circumstance or scenario. Okay, when your rules is by 8 a.m. no owning of the TV, stick to it. Don't say I have an important news. Remember, you have to model what you're giving them. You have to do it yourself. So 8 a.m. you have an important news and you want to put on the TV and you're scared, like, what do I do? The important thing is that if you must do that, do not do it in their presence, because you have to model that attitude. So give clear boundaries and rules. You must study every day, all right, and make sure those rules are not bent regardless of any situations or circumstances. Even if you want to actually bring it or lessen it up, or do not take it out entirely and say okay, because we are having a party tonight, you won't study. You have to move the study time to maybe 8 a.m. or earlier, but do not take out the rules entirely. So give out clear rules and boundaries and stick to it. Please let your rules be something that is concrete, and let it not be bent for any reasons. So you give them rules because they would have to follow your instructions and your rules. So when you give when you give them these rules, please stand to it regardless. I hope that these tips were helpful, and I would love your favorite tips in your comment section, in the comment section below. So please do well to like, share, follow, subscribe, and of course do everything possible to show me that you love this and this was helpful. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye.